Kick it.
It's Candy. She's just so candy.
Welcome guys to the Candy Show. I am your host Candy, and we're going to get right into this interview. I have this pretty young lady next to me, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Drea. I'm a local actress, playwright, singer, and songwriter here in Indianapolis.
Okay, so what brings you to the Candy Show today?
To speak about what I've been doing in the city, I guess. So we met at my group and I were performing at a club up north.
A couple of years ago. Lord have mercy. A few months ago.
A couple months ago.
Like
Yes.
November or something like that.
Yes, my group Voices of Lyric. We sing. You can catch us on Spotify, Amazon, all that. Voices of Lyric. But yes, we were there with the K. Voices of Lyric. LYRRK. That's right. Follow us. But yeah. So besides singing with my two best friends, Whitney and Aaron, I also act. I write plays and I direct plays. So I've done 2 original plays. I did 2 last year. I'm working on my 3rd one right now, which is set for production in May.
Okay, so let's backtrack here. Are you from Indianapolis?
I'm originally from Chicago.
Chicago. So how long have you been here in Indianapolis?
Too long. I've been here since the 7th grade, since I was 13.
Okay.
So just years ago.
Kind of, basically, you kind of still say a little born and raised. So
kind of raised a little bit, but I'd rather not say that. No, I'm just playing. Shout out Indianapolis. There's a lot of good people and talent here, but born in Chicago, raised mostly there, and the rest of the way here.
Okay. So, did you get into any talent shows or anything? You know, what made you want to get into the entertainment field, period, when it comes to the singing and then branching into the playwriting and acting?
So I've been writing songs and poems ever since I was a little girl. Like ever since I can remember that I was able to, I'm not going to say 3, like I'm not one of those super gifted people. But since I remember that I could actually form good sentences and stuff, I've been writing like little songs and stuff. I'm going to say since I was probably about 7 or 8. So I've always been into music really heavily. My big brother is a DJ. My mother is really into music, so I've always been around it.
Good music foundation.
Good music foundation. I always liked to sing, wanted to sing, but I had stage fright really, really bad. So I never really got out there. It's one of those things where you just want to do it, so you do it in your room with the door closed with the music up so nobody can hear you sing.
Okay.
But then when I got into high school, I got into show choir, which is where I met my 2 best friends. We actually did a senior talent show at Warren Central High School, and that was the first time that we all sang together, just the 3 of us, as a group. We weren't officially a group back then. We were just all in choir. We wanted to do the talent show, so we did the talent show.
Okay.
So after that, I had some babies. Went off to college, I had some babies, so it all got put on the back burner, basically. So then me and my friends got back together, and initially it was the music thing. So we got back together, and we started singing together a few years back. Then after that, about, that would be 2 years ago, one of the producers that we worked with, John Michael Halcott, he came to me about being in a play. He was doing the life story of this lady who was a coach cheerleader here in the city. Her name is Doreen Lewis Wallace. She was the longest running cheerleader in the city, in the history of the city. And she had this just amazing testimony. And they were looking to fill roles for her. The stage play was going to be of her life story, basically.
Wow.
So he asked if I wanted to audition because he knew from being around me musically that I did acting and stuff too. So I was like, yeah, I did a couple of things, little community theater here and there along the way, but nothing that I really stuck with.
Okay.
So when he approached me, I said, yeah, I'll do it, I thought he was just casting like extras. I thought I was going to be in the background chilling somewhere. I sent my audition, and she asked me to come to her meeting with all the rest of the people who she casted. And she's like, okay, I want you to play me. And I was like, the lead?
What?
And she was like, yeah, I want you to play me. And I was like, oh man, okay.
Oh
so I got cast as the lead in that. And then after that, it's all been uphill from there. So after I did that, I got cast in another stage play with an actor that I knew from there, who that actor is actually the person I'm doing this upcoming production with.
Okay.
We met at that play. He was like, well, I'm doing this other stage play called Maggie. So he's like, there's an opening for one of the supporting leads. You want to come audition? So I went to audition for that and I got that role. So then from there, I was like, just being around it, I was like, I'm gonna write my own play.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, so I'm gonna write my own play. So I wrote my own play. I wrote my play in 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, I'm really persistent.
Okay. I like very persistent.
Really persistent. And when you write, in my opinion, when you write, once you get it in your head, you gotta do it while you got it, because once it's gone, you don't know when it's gonna come back. So I was writing. I got this play all written. I casted it. Let me see. I did Dance Miss Doreen, that first stage play. I did that in August, and then I did Maggie in September. These were both around August, September. My stage play was in February the following year. So as soon as I said I was going to write a play, I wrote it, I casted it, and it went on February 8th and 10th. I did it at the Cat Theater up in Carmel. I sold out both my shows. Yeah, it was good. It was a good experience. Sold out both my shows up in Carmel, and then after I did that, I had actually written 2 plays at once. So I got ready to do my second play. I picked right back up with that, and I did that in June at the Bazille Theater downtown.
Have you had any acting classes? Or
No.
tell me about that.
Not
This
any.
is just a God-given talent that you decided to expand on?
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
I have never taken a formal acting class. I've had acting advice and like lessons from other actors here in the city, or I've gotten advice from other people here in the city, or done my own self-studying online or whatever, but I've never taken a formal acting class, which is on my to-do list. I want to take an actual acting class, because I feel like if you're going to be serious about your craft, you have to perfect it in every way possible. So, yes, I do plan to do that. Not done it yet. So after that, I've just been all kind of stuff in the middle. So I got cast in another play called Divine Night. I did that at IUPUI with the guy by the name of Vernon Williams. I ended up being the director and lead in that play.
How did you feel about that? So now you were doing both?
It's hard to do both. It's doable, but it's hard to do both. Like, that's really why I've never been in any of my plays that I've written, because I'm so scared to not be in the back, making sure that everything's okay. I mean, one day I plan to do it soon, actually, but that will come when I build a team and I have people who can do that part, so I don't have to be worrying about what's gonna happen backstage. Are they gonna cue the lights or anything crazy like that? So
tell us about this play that I believe you had some auditions here recently.
Yes, I had auditions 3 weeks ago. So this play is called Watch Out for Janesi. I wrote this play, but I'm not the creator of this play.
Okay.
So the person who created this play, his name is Montez Lafayette. He's a rapper, big time Wi-Fi, follow him too. He wrote a song and recorded a song called Watch Out for Janesi. And me and him are really good friends. Again, I met him at the first play I did, Dance Miss Doreen. He took me to Maggie, and we remained friends after that.
Okay.
So he basically was like, I want to turn my song into a play. Will you help me? So I said, yeah, So I heard the song. So the whole concept is his and his song, and I just put it in stage format. Basically, I wrote the play out.
Okay.
And so this is a joint venture, basically.
Okay.
This is basically his first play, and I'm directing it because he's not local right now. He lives in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
He moved.
Okay, that was going to be the next question, because it sounds like everybody that you've worked with so far is here in Indianapolis. So, okay, but he's not here.
No, he's not here. He's in Virginia Beach. So I'm basically like his eyes and ears here in the city. So I'm doing. I did the casting, but I recorded it, so he was a part of the casting. So he got to see all the videos and help pick everybody he wanted. And then I'm directing the play.
Okay. Okay. So how did the casting go? Did you get a very good turnout?
Yeah, I've had very good turnouts every time I've done a casting call. Surprisingly, I don't know why they come, but they come. I'm glad they come. Keep coming.
I know, right?
Keep coming. Really good people, a variety of people, from different walks of life, different ethnicities. Every single time I've had a variety of people to choose from. All really talented people. Casting is really hard. It is probably the hardest job outside of being somebody's mama, which is the hardest job.
I already know about that.
Casting is really hard because it's a lot of talent here in Indy. So, but I had good people to choose from. That's all casted, and we are currently in rehearsals. That's set for performance. We're going to be May 24th and 25th, and that's going to be down at the Bazille at the Indiana Historical Society on the canal.
So what made you choose those venues?
So the Cat Theater, the first venue that I use, if you ever have a chance, go to the Cat Theater. It's a smaller theater. It seats up to 140. It depends on how you do it. Their seats are movable, so you can do 50 people, you can do 100 people. You can do all kinds of stuff at this theater. It's a really great venue. And the people there are absolutely amazing. The owner, his name is Willie Wood. He is absolutely amazing. His whole team, they just really were willing to help me out because I was just lost. I was just calling places like, how much it costs to do a stage play? How many seats? And I'm like, okay, how much are you working with? You know, because I pay for everything out of my own pocket. So yeah, so I'm like, how much money do you actually have? Not that much. How much is
looking for sponsors? Looking for sponsors?
Yeah,
always.
looking for sponsors always. If you like to support the arts, please. We have a lot of talent. But sponsorship is what I'm going to tackle this next go around and see, you know, the whole process of that. But so far, I've done everything out of my own pocket and off ticket sales. So I just stumbled across the Cat Theater. I actually called another theater in Carmel, and they did not want to work with me for whatever reason. It just didn't feel like they wanted to work with me, but he kind of shunned me out. He was like, well, you can call this other theater down the street, the Cat Theater. They may be able to accommodate you. So I'm so grateful to that other theater because without them, I couldn't find the Cat. They had just moved. It was a newer venue, so it wasn't coming up like in my Google search or anything because I was just on Google, you know, looking around trying to figure out what I could figure out. But they did give me the information on the theater that I ultimately ended up working with, ultimately ended up making a very good relationship with. I still talk to the owner just to say, hey, how you doing?
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
really, really good people up there. So I just stumbled across it. It's a great venue, super modern looking. Everything in there is brand new. It's a newer theater. So I just came across a little hidden jewel in the city, in Carmel up there. Okay. And then with the Bazille Theater, I was actually talking to one of my good friends. And I was telling her I was looking for a venue, and she's like, "Did you try the Bazille Theater?" And I thought she meant the big Bazille, which is the Athenaeum.
Right, and that's what I was thinking when you said that.
And I was like, that seats like, I think it seats like 800 people. Don't quote me, but it's definitely more than what I was looking to see. Mm-hmm. So I think it was like, I think they see I've done a show there. I've been in the show there. We did Dance from Story twice. The second time I was there. It's got to seat 800 people. 700, 800. And I was like, that's a little bit bigger than what I'm looking for right now. And so she was like, no, there's two of them. She was like, there's one at the canal, at the Historic Society, and it's a lot smaller. I've done a show there. Okay. So somebody actually told me about that, so I ended up calling down there. The people down there were really, really nice, really helpful. And I ended up doing my second show there, and I liked it so much, I'm going to do my third show there.
Okay, so tell us where you see yourself in 5 years.
Oh my gosh, in 5 years, I really hope to be a well-known actress, writer of not just stage plays. I've written short films. I've actually done a short film that I wrote, produced, and starred in. I've done short films, so writer, actress, and I just, in 5 years, hopefully I'll be set in a city, set in my career, and I will have already been in a major motion film. In 5 years, major motion film. As somebody not just chilling in the back.
and you know what? That's a great goal to set for yourself. If that doesn't happen within 5 years, what is your backup plan?
Oh, there's no backup plan. That's the plan.
Okay.
The best quote that
You're
I
gonna
ever
make it.
Oh yes, this is gonna happen. The best thing that I ever heard, because I do so many things, it's not just acting, you know, I write. If somebody else doesn't see the potential in me, then I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and then they'll see, don't worry. So one of the best quotes I've ever heard for people who are entrepreneurs or people who are trying to do things that involve art, because typically you're not making a lot of money, it's just something you really, really want to do. If you really, and this is only if you're serious about it. If it's a hobby, this quote is not for you. If this is just something you like to do from time to time, then keep on doing that from time to time when you have time. But if this is your dream, this is what you want to do with your life, you're willing to put the work in, you're perfecting your craft. Will Smith, I love Will Smith. If you ever have time, YouTube Will Smith motivational video. It's a 9-minute video that will give you your entire life. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an actor, anything like that. It's just a really good motivational video. There's no need for plan A because it distracts for plan B because it distracts you from plan A.
Whoa, that's very deep. But that is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true because if you get into the mindset, oh, well, I can just do something else, then you're gonna lax on this. But also at the same time, it's smart to have a backup plan, though. I mean, still focus on your plan A, but be realistic about there's a possibility that certain things may not happen. But don't give up. But you know what I mean. So
this is true, but that's all in how you think about it. I feel like people who are there. I feel like there are people who are interested in the whole, dream-based artistry kind of. I don't even know how to say it, but people who do things like acting and who want to do those things that seem far-fetched, because actors are not special. They're people. They're people. Yeah, they're the people. They're the people who I feel like didn't care about plan B. They were all about plan A. They were all about that drive. They were all about perfecting their craft. They kept going. Now, the thing about it is stay in the course, because something like this is not something that necessarily happens overnight for everybody. Right. There are people like Tyler Perry who was doing it for 10 years and nobody even came to any of his shows, but he just kept doing it until somebody came. There are those people. There's so many people who didn't get into it until later in life, but have been doing it for years or what have you. So you've got to stay the course and you have to trust the process. I think the difference between actors who are of the Viola Davis and the Denzel Washington caliber, or anybody, Michael B. Jordan, he's not B-list, he's A-list. But people who are not, people who have made it but who are not maybe super celebrity status, but people who have made it, the difference between them and people who don't make it is not necessarily that they're special. I feel like the course is what gets them. They don't stay the course, or they get discouraged, or they fall off, in there. They say, oh, let me try to do something else because it's a possibility that this won't happen. You can do anything you want to do. I think that the path is definitely different for those people who have that education, because they get access to different, I'm sure, internships, different people who are probably what do you call it? The people who already graduated and they come back to school. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right. So those people who, if you have Felicia Rashad, who was one of those people from your school, and she comes back and take interest in those people, it's different.
Give it back to your community.
Yeah,
you really believe it, you feel it, and you want to help others.
Or if you have people who just take interest in these schools or whatever, then it's a little bit different. You have a different. And not that makes your opportunity any better, but it makes it different, because you can still go to school and it's still might not work out for you for whatever reason. There's different reasons, but you also have. I think the only realism comes it's probably easier to say for singers. Like if you go on American Idol, we've seen those people, and you're just like, I don't know why you're on this show. Maybe you like to sing, but you don't sound good. So it's like that's when you have to be like, if you can't hold the note, if you're tone, you're tone deaf, or you can't do certain things, then maybe that's not the correct direction. Right, stuff like that. So
you brought up something that I actually was going to ask you about. With this Indianapolis, in the market, in the arts, we're lacking in that. So I noticed that all of your productions are here in Indianapolis. So is the goal, and have you found it a little bit challenging because we don't support the arts here as much as we do other things?
Well, I can see your point. A lot of people have that outlook on the city of Indianapolis when it comes to supporting art and supporting whatever it is. I do plan to branch out, not just because there's not support here, just because I want to be other places too. Like I said, I'm from Chicago. The goal is my next show that I do not here is going to be there. So I think that there's a lot of talent in Indianapolis. I think that Indianapolis could be as big as in Atlanta, because Atlanta wasn't that.
Right, not overnight.
A few years ago, not even a few. However many years ago, it was Los Angeles. That's where you had to be if you wanted to make it. Now everybody's like, no, it's Atlanta. So Indy has that same ability, I think, because I've actually been to Atlanta and seen that scene too. So Indy has that same ability. They have talent here. There's a lot of talent here. I don't know if that is necessarily lack of support. I think a lot of people are supportive, but I think that maybe it's more so, maybe it's not the big interest here. Maybe
Right,
people don't
exactly.
understand it here. Maybe people haven't given it a shot. But I think that if people, you know, when people do come out and see stuff and they do see that there is quality, there are quality actors and different things like that, then they do want to support it. But maybe it's just that that's not really been the primary focus in a place like Indianapolis.
Exactly. This is like a big sports city, so
Yeah.
predominantly a lot of people are into the sports, you know, versus the arts. Okay, so, Jenny, you looking for any more actors or actresses for your upcoming project? Okay, project. I can act. Yeah, I can act.
You can act. Well,
let
where
me
was you
see.
at 3 weeks ago, ma'am?
Well, can I audition for you right now?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm ready.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I can cry too on screen too, real quick. I mean, just like that
On
for
cue.
you.
Now,
You
crying
know.
on cue is hard.
No, ooh, trust me, I can cry. So,
Okay,
how did my audition do?
I'm not casting for Shakespearean things right
Okay,
now.
all right, okay. Well, tell
So-
everybody what you still got available.
So right now this is fully casted. This
Okay.
next production is fully casted, but I'm always looking to network with actors. If anybody wants to just say, hey, keep me in mind, or let's follow each other so that I can see what you have coming up in the future, follow me on all my social media websites right now. Okay, so Facebook is Chandrea Finet Presents. Is my main page. My business page is Chandrea Finet, SHANDREA. Funny with the E at the end is my last name. And then Instagram is at Ms. Drizzy Drea, so it's at MZ_Drizzy, DRIZZY_DREA. So follow me and you can see what I have coming up there. But I'm always down to network with, anybody, musicians, photographers, poets. If you're a poet, please reach out to me. Poets.
I'm a poet too.
You what? Okay. So I know you got some poetry.
Okay, so hold on. Yeah, let me.
Okay.
Roses are red, violets are blue. It's almost time for us to go, but I don't want you to go too. But the time has come where we have to say goodbye. But I want you all to support Miss Lady here, because she's on her natural high.
Okay.
Yeah, what I got going on? That was freestyle for you.
That was
You know
on
what I
top.
mean?
That was pretty good. You might have a promising career in rap. Like, you can just branch out now.
Okay. All right. So, is there anything that you want to tell everyone before you leave that I haven't touched on yet, and you want to make sure you get out there?
No, just make sure you check out Voices of Lyric. We have a single, Ooh Wee. It's on Amazon, Spotify, and Google Play. And make sure you follow me on all my social media sites so that you can come out and check out this play. It's going to be May 24th and 25th, downtown at the Brazil. It's a great venue, got a great cast of people, and the story is juicy, man. It's juicy. What can I say about the story? Be careful, because you never know what kind of monsters you can create. It's a good story, so come check it out. Shout out to Montez. His name is Big Times Wi-Fi on all his social media for coming up with a great concept and allowing me to be a part of helping him bring his first stage play to life.
Okay. Well, I thank you again for stopping by the Candy Show. But most of all, I said most of all, I want to thank you, my audience. Come on back. I said come on back. Come on back.
Kick it. It's Candy. She's just so candy. It's